3, 2, 1.
It took us over 3 years to build this table, and we almost lost it all at the very end. We were commissioned by Preservation Solutions to create a brand new conference table for their office. So the timing ended up being perfect for this job because we had just acquired this once-in-a-lifetime maple burrow log that we were having sent to GL Veneer for milling. Right after they had the piece milled, we were contacted by Preservation Solutions inquiring by chance about a conference table, and they wanted something extremely unique, and they wanted something that we'd have a chance to use their products on. Normally, most of the wood that we have in stock is already dried, but like I said, the timing lined up perfectly, so we had these green slabs waiting to go in the kiln, and we had this request from Preservation Solutions. We're applying one of their products, which is going to allow us to have less warping and less cracking, and just overall a better drying process in total. Now, we have had a relationship with them for over a decade, selling their product in our retail store. They sell products that are designed to help users dry their wood more effectively. So we reached out to GL Veneer. We had Preservation Solutions send them some product, and what you're seeing in some of the clips here is after GL Veneer got that log milled up, they're applying the product on all of the faces here to ensure that we get a nice, stable drying process. So once this is done, GL is going to dry these slabs. They'll send them up to our shop, and we can begin our work to turn this into a conference table. And like I said earlier, this didn't go entirely to plan. We had some issues along the way, and you guys will see what I'm talking about very shortly here.
15 grand. When you go down.
Look at these people just dancing on your money like this. Disrespecting your wood.
That's not bad.
Oh, gorgeous.
Part of a leg.
So, I think for this, honestly, the best thing is going to be to make a rectangle mold. And we're going to end up wasting some resin, but I don't see a better way of doing those. So my call. I think it'd be better to just like put a piece from that point to this point.
Yeah.
Glue it down. And then this point to whatever point over here, glue it down.
Yeah.
And then put 2 in the middle and cap it in. And then just fill it. That's the only way we're going to do it.
Either that or we mess
be
around
confident
and
in its
maybe
sealing.
have resin leak or something, doing something goofy.
See, like, it won't be a perfect rectangle, it'll be a trapezoid of some kind, right?
But I don't, like this, all of this is natural.
Oh, okay, yeah, that won't work. I didn't know all that was.
This is still hopefully going to be this here. So we're going to have to...
We should cut it and then figure out how it's going to fit in the mold out.
We'll cut it first.
I love just hearing Randy just yell, yo, yo.
Stuff, make video. Hee hee hee.
There we go. That actually worked.
Is it lunchtime yet?
Okay, ready?
How was your weekend, Haley?
Okay.
Seats up.
Okay, sorry. I was about to
you're
count
good.
down.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Right
Take
on
your
that
fingers out.
stencil.
Fingers out.
I'm out. Now we're gonna put on the stencil, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was way worse than I thought it would be.
What do you mean? That was perfect.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad at all, Gareth.
Okay.
We're dropping a whole slab on one. Yeah, it's gonna be a little.
Okay, and then let's clamp it down.
And I just want to take a second to point out the amazing quality that's present in these slabs. We called this a once-in-a-lifetime log when we first got it, and it really did turn out to be that. It's got just about every type of figure that you can imagine in maple. There's bird's eye, there's quilt, there's curl, there's burl. It's really just got it all.
Oh fuck, we're already leaking under here too. Jesus.
I felt so bad. I made sure to tell him like 3 times, I was like, it's gonna leak.
Yeah.
And he Gareth the whole time was like, it's gonna leak.
I really enjoyed my 30 seconds of confidence. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty funny when you're like, it's good! I was like, okay, Gareth, that's great. Alright, now stop.
It's leaking underneath.
Underneath this MDF, shooting out. It runs along the underneath and coming up the end. So, yes, Ben, if you could bother Curtis to grab that stuff, that would be amazing.
Absolute fucking chaos.
Ah!
Glad I got Jack for this. He's making good.
Jack always makes good sound effects.
Also, Jack, if this one doesn't hold, it's not the end of the world.
It's always the end of the world, Garrett.
I'm just not going to pour more resin into it. I think this one is too, but...
This is horrible. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I feel very pessimistic.
Surprisingly, the MDF is holding.
I mean,
I'm glad we only did one bucket at a time. It's the least satisfying start to a pour ever. You have sound on, right? You get all the sound effects? Good. Oh, it's coming out the side. It was coming out the side of the tape jack. Okay, I just put some more on if you want to,
Yep. Maybe I'll just like do that.
yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking. We're using some part of our brain. I don't know if it's...
Brain power!
How many tubes do you think are existing on this table right now? How many? 8. He was listening to us. There's no way. That's dead on.
But yes. This is almost 2 tubes of silicone right here. Although I can see it getting darker here, which
I also see it getting darker in some spots.
It's definitely soaking into this, if that's what you're asking.
yes, but that's okay. It can soak into it all at once. As long as it's not leaking
As long
out.
as it
Especially over here to try to fill it. It was shooting at a hole over there. So I just laid it on.
I'm gonna start mixing another bucket.
Sure, that seems great.
So now, although we have this big problem happening where everything is leaking out, we've already portioned out the resin we need for this table, so we have no choice but to go ahead and pour all of that in there and basically cross our fingers and hope for the best that this isn't going to leak.
That's already more than what you calculated, and there's still another bucket.
I calculated for the 2 big voids, and the Slab's just drinking it, so... Yeah, it's all the way over here.
It's all underneath.
Yeah.
You can't pull this one, just for that.
I'm going to go over.
I'm gonna pull this one.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
an interesting
Because then it's like a whole handle with a gun like this.
probably the 17.
I need another bucket.
Yeah.
Well, we were just having a meeting about the website, and then Garrett came down all panicked saying that the pour upstairs is leaking really bad, and it's been leaking for hours. So let's go see. Holy shit, eh?
And it's still just leaking, so there's about, I don't know, we pumped a shit ton of silicone in that seam, shoved a bunch of shit up against it, and it's still just leaking out underneath them and soaking up.
Like what I've had luck with in the past is drying it as good as I can, figure out where the leak is, and then actually using the quick dry silicone.
I asked Leshik and we didn't have any.
So we can leave it like this for now. I'll go run to Home Depot and buy a case of quick dry. So I'll still get some quick dry silicone, but here's like just another idea I'm thinking. I've never tried this. What if we got like that, bunched it into where the leak is, and soaked it in CA glue?
You could try
Do you think that'd...
Maybe?
So these, I would try CA glue. I would dry them off as good as I can, plug up these holes with CA glue, because that's the only way I think we'll get them plugged. And Yeah, I want to go try and get some quick dry silicone.
Thing.
We'll get a little smarter each time.
We'll do something this big and try it that time instead of a one-of-a-kind maple slab.
It's gonna make an entertaining video though.
Fucking better. Fucking better.
I put so much in here. Why is it still leaking?
Is this something? Yeah, it's all silicone.
It's like there's silicone. It's basically silicone paper towel mache.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was a horrible texture. There we go. In you go.
It's fucking sliding.
Well, we've kind of got this part sealed.
Ah, shit, there.
Yeah.
More.
More.
You want some?
It's going through.
Oh my god.
Alright. Holy smokes. I'm gonna get like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good number. It's going right through. It's not sealed at all.
Oh shit.
Woodworking 101.
Woodworking.
Maybe let's start with the fat bead of this stuff, the quick dry.
Sure. Alright, so taking all this shit off, eh?
Look at that.
Garrett, I think the tail is gonna come off with all the rags.
Likely, but I mean. Oh yeah, we gotta pull up those rags first. Look at that. That's gnarly. Oh, I think probably. They just showed them some paperwork. They're like, yeah, you can have it, obviously. That seems about right.
So Garrett,
To here looks really good.
Here to here on both sides looks absolutely spectacular.
Yes, I agree.
is everyone okay?
My ankles are a little shaken up, but they're alright. There you go.
Nice.
Look at all that wet.
Whoa, guys. Somebody needs to hold the table if we're gonna be doing this shit. Especially on this edge.
There, beautiful.
Well, that might be too much.
Now the other side is.
Oh, we're on a wedge still somewhere. We're on something.
Right here, right here.
So after our nightmares came to fruition, we finally got the resin cured and filled up on this table, and we can now begin the process of putting on this resin live edge, we'll call it. Part of why this was so difficult is because this wasn't like our normal resin table where we completely square off one of those outside edges. The client only wanted us to fill in specific components of the edge so that they could still have the natural maple burl on the outside for the majority of the edge. But in some of the areas where that slab dipped far in and it would make it kind of awkward to sit at, that's where they wanted us to do a fill and then contour that resin afterwards to kind of give the same effect that the maple burl has. So this took a little bit longer than we first anticipated because we had to clean out microfibers and blue shop towel from all of these voids, as you can see. And maple burl doesn't have very clean or consistent edges, so we really just had to go in and pick away at all of the crap that we shoved into this table trying to stop the leak, which, ultimately didn't really work so well, but we did get it poured. So we're also doing this sort of contoured edge on the end of the table as well. You can see some of these parts have resin, some of them have wood, and we're just going to go along and give them all a nice blended shape. Now, to make this table even more unique, we're essentially making miniature tables for the legs. So as you can imagine, we're using our Black Forest Deep resin for this. Even though these slabs are nearly 4 inches thick, we can get away with doing this in a single shot without having to worry about any issues for overheating. Our resin does take longer to cure than other products out there, but because of that, we can get away with these thick pours. So this is all maple burl from the same tree, and to see one piece with the top featuring all that amazing wood and the legs, it's really just going to turn out to be something special.
They want to form a cult against you? Thing. And then why would you need this? Yeah.
So you can see, even though we poured the legs 1 week after the tabletop, they're being flattened at the same time. That's because that's about how long it took Garrett to pick all of the microfiber and shop towel out of those burled edges. But now that we have it finally completed, we can remove that entire top layer of resin that we've poured as excess. And I mention this all the time, but I'll say it again. It does look wasteful to pour that top layer, but we do it because it allows us to get all the cracks and voids in a single shot. So now we're feeling good. Now we're doing easy stuff. We've got these poured, nothing leaked. We can cut them down to size. We don't have to do any contouring. This is let's say a lot lower stress than what we were dealing with earlier in this build. And this process is pretty similar, like I said, to what we would do for a tabletop. So we're using our SCM sliding panel saw, removing all those rough edges, cutting it down to its proper size, and we're preparing it for the steel plate that's going to allow this to fasten to the underside of the table.
Didn't see you there. I'm just feeling... Oh! Didn't see you there. I'm just filling some holes with this epoxy resin that we sell at Black Forest. Hi, I'm Randy from Black Forest. Welcome to our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, but nothing nasty. Alright YouTubers, I'm just sanding down this lovely table that's gone perfectly so far. We made a bit of a weird mold for this one and it worked perfectly. I think we used a tube or two of silicone. I think it just took Garrett maybe 20 minutes. Regular amount of resin. Anyways, hit like and subscribe. Garrett, for the shot, can you throw this like this? Like frisbee, and then I'll catch it on there.
So after we've got all the imperfections filled and we've got this piece sanded up to 320 grit, we can flip it over to the underside and begin putting on those steel plates that I mentioned earlier. So this is pretty standard for all of our tabletops. We use a 6mm or 1/4 inch for our American viewers, thick plate that is recessed into the underside of the table. The recess doesn't so much do anything for strength, it's just to give a cleaner look underneath, and if anyone's running their hands on the underside of the table, they don't feel that sharp corner of a plate. So once that's been cut out, then before we install those legs, we're going to take this piece upstairs into our finishing area and begin applying our Black Forest furniture oil. So the whole idea with this table, and part of the reason the client had us do this unique edge finish, was to maintain all of the natural characteristics and beauty in this slab. And for that reason, they selected the oil finish. We offer 2 types of finish on our tables. There's a sprayed acrylic urethane, and then this hand-applied oil finish. The sprayed acrylic urethane polyurethane is a bit more durable, but the perceived, I guess, downside of it is that it does form a thicker layer over the wood, and you lose some of that tactile experience where you're feeling the pores and grain of the wood itself. So by using the oil finish here, our clients are going to be able to run their hands across this table and feel all of the unique textures that this maple has to offer. And then on to the legs, which are pretty much nice enough and big enough to be coffee tables. We're doing the exact same process, applying our Black Forest furniture oil. We do 2 coats, and we don't really skimp out, I guess you could say, or apply less coats on the legs. Big reason being, the more coats you add, the more clarity you get, and we want to be able to see into the edge through this resin. Another thing we do to increase the clarity of our resin and also get some more durability is apply a ceramic coating. So the product we're using here is our sprayable graphene coating, just because it's very quick and easy to apply and is also one of the most durable products in our ceramic lineup. Not only is it going to bring out the color of the wood, you can see it's enhanced the clarity in the resin, and it's going to give us a hydrophobic, scratch-resistant surface that's going to be better suited for our clients' needs. Once we have the top side finished, we can flip this table over again and begin installing those legs. To secure the legs to the underside of the table, we use threaded inserts from Rampa. We simply drill those out with a Forstner bit, we secure them in with a little bit of super glue, and that's going to allow everything to get bolted down tightly over and over again as well. We're not going to have to worry about stripping out any holes over time. We're doing the same thing to attach the plate to the legs, but instead of going in from the top side, we have the plate sleeve over the legs and go in from the edge, and this is just to give a bit more support so that we're not just relying on a few bolts in the top of this leg to give us all that sheer strength on these legs.
Okay, alright, beautiful.
Pretty insane piece of wood.
Beautiful
piece of wood, yeah.
I like the legs a lot. I think I kind of like the legs from the top.
And here we are applying the finishing touches to this table. We're putting in our Black Forest badge in solid cast pewter. And here's a look at the finished product in our shop before we had it shipped off to our client down in Colorado. So I've mentioned it already, but I'll say it again. This wood from this tree is almost like nothing we've ever seen before. We've had examples like this in smaller sizes, but to see something of this scale and this size with it all packed into one slab is absolutely incredible. Now, we didn't get a chance to go personally deliver this table, but here's some shots that the supplier took down at their place during the delivery process. So like I mentioned, this was a conference table. It got installed into their office, and I'll do a little bit of a recap of the details again here. This is our maple burl, American maple burl with a Black Forest furniture oil finish. We've added our ceramic coating for more durability, and we're using our Black Forest deep resins. And I do recommend that you guys go check out Preservation Solutions and their products, because we're very happy with the way that this wood turned out after using it.
Just stand that.
Holy moly.
Dinosaur wood. It's like the Jurassic Park look. This is beautiful, man. Oh my God.
Right?
Jesus.
We are so admiring your table, Dylan.
Now, we have sold nearly this entire log. I think there's only a handful of slabs left, maybe 2 or 3. We do have smaller ones, but the big ones like this, we're kind of running out of. So if you are interested, please reach out. I believe they're on our website as well if you'd like to view them, but they're absolutely spectacular, and we can't wait to show you more videos we have coming up soon using some other pieces from this same tree. So please let us know your guys' thoughts on this piece in the comments below. Let us know if you think we fixed the leak the right way or if you would have done it differently, and we hope to see you in the next video.